What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Kisscapadespodcast. Today I have a very special guest on the podcast. Do you consider yourself special? No? She's like,
Not
I can describe it. She's probably like a unicorn. You don't get to have her. You don't get to have her on any platforms talking ever. So I'll let you introduce yourself and tell the people what you do.
Okay.
And then we'll take it up from there.
Okay. My name is Krupa Mandavia. I don't know how to describe myself.
Yeah, what do you do?
Okay. So I just finished studying law. So I'm currently working in the legal industry, just like to get some experience and stuff.
Yeah.
And I also work for an NGO where we work in poverty reduction, good governance, and conservation. So yeah, I do a bit of that, and I also work for a sustainable fashion brand that's not based here, but like I work remotely.
Hey,
yeah.
listen.
So that's what I do.
What we can say is that she has a lot going on.
Not really. Like I mean, I really enjoy everything that I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it's like as long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing, then yeah.
Because what how I picked up like this, so I think we've both been following each other like on social media.
Yeah.
And like we never used to like just even communicate and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was just like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'll reach out to the people that, show love to my platforms and actually just reach out and have a conversation with them, because I have a platform that people can actually come and talk. How I noticed you is from like the modeling work.
Okay.
And
I don't consider myself
no,
a model.
hold on. Like that's how like I've always been seeing you like on Instagram, and I didn't know so many other things that you normally do. And I'm guessing any other person who sees you on Instagram that doesn't know you in person, they would say she's a model, right? No, that's what they know you for, right? But you see, that's actually something that you just do on the side among so many other things.
Well, I don't consider myself a model because like it's so much work. Like really, I don't know how models do it because it's crazy hard. But what you see on my Instagram is like pictures I've taken of myself. That's like I just like it's fun. Or like if you see editorial work, it's like brands that I really appreciate and like I really love what they're doing because I love fashion. So it's mostly like Kenyan-based brands or sustainable, ethical brands that I really love what they're doing. And then it's like they've been like, yeah, you can totally like.
I've seen you work with some international superstars and brands.
What?
Look at that, she's like, what?
I'm like, when?
Concrete Roses.
Oh, well, see, like, yeah, so they're,
A subtle plug, Concrete,
yeah.
Suhan,
No,
Kesha.
Yeah, so they're like international, but like I really love what they do. So for me, it's like
they're super chill people. They're my friends. I mean, that's why like I was just like I need to
I
throw
love
them there because
so
I noticed your pictures from
from
some of their from their page.
Yeah. So I really love what like they're doing, and I really appreciate them as people. Like they're the sweetest girls ever. So like I work with like specific brands that I really appreciate what they're doing, or they're friends of mine, but I wouldn't consider myself like as a model because trust me, it's so much work and I can't put in that much work. So like because like modeling is it's really hectic if you look into that industry.
Actually, I thought that's all you do.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, but that's the thing, because like we're talking like just off camera, like there's so many things that you wouldn't know about someone on Instagram, especially if they just maybe let's share just pictures and that's it. There's so much that's left for interpretation.
Yeah, exactly.
Which like now takes me to my just backtracking like kind of question. What did you want to do when you were growing up?
Okay, well, I don't really like. I never had a plan.
Not a plan specifically, but just those like childhood like kind of dreams.
Oh, okay. Well, law has always been something that I've like been wanting to do, and my mom says I'm really good at debating with her.
Yeah.
so because I like argue a lot.
Yet you
she's
don't
like,
even
yeah.
post one video on
No, I
Instagram
can't do
talking
that.
about
No.
topics and stuff. No.
Well, I don't know. I don't think my personality is like, speaking on social media. But
Yeah.
yeah. So like law has always been like really important for me. It's just like because I've always been interested in like legal things
Yeah.
and yeah. So like I guess that's what I would have wanted to do for like the longest time that I can. I wanted to be a vet, but that's just because I love dogs.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I have to, like do surgery and things on them, and I'm like, I can't do that. I can only love them. So that went out of the window, and I'm stuck at science.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, like I really do love law.
Law.
Yeah. So yeah.
You're
As
planning
far
on
as-
actually practicing it?
I
stuff?
don't know.
Yeah.
But like I really enjoyed studying it, and now I'm in a space where I'm like, I don't know, because like I just finished uni, but I do want to study it further, like sometime in the future. But I do enjoy practicing it. So maybe, yeah.
Yeah, who
We'll
knows?
see.
Who
Who
knows?
knows?
Like just
Yeah.
let's just give it time and
Yeah.
stuff. And since at least we're talking also about that, just
Yeah.
there might be a segue, you never know, like some Instagram people might just be needing like digital lawyers and kind of stuff, and you'll be
Hit
giving them like legal advice and everything.
Yeah. Like send me those DMs. Yeah. Do you want a contract? Like I'm looking for work.
Yeah.
Experience.
No,
Yeah.
trust me, you might
Yeah.
find like a nice segue that's fun, because I think right now law, from what I knew when I was growing
Yeah.
up, is like just the whole walking in with a suit and tie on like the, what do you call it, in court.
And you're like,
And
I
yeah,
object.
yeah,
No,
but
it's
I
nothing
but
like
there's
that.
so many other different things
Yeah.
apparently now that can just be
Oh yeah.
practice when it comes to law and still make it fun and kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think you just see the boring side of things, but like law is really fun. Like the cases you interact with, you're just like, what? This
Yeah.
happened? It's just really interesting things. So I really do enjoy it, and I think like now, like I have an interest in fashion law. So
Yeah.
it's like law in the fashion industry in different ways, and also like in conservation and sustainability. A lot of it has to do with law, because like it's regulations that govern how everything will happen. So like these are my interests and these are my passions, so I'm using like my education to sorry.
No, it's all
Yeah,
good. It's all
to-
good.
to
Don't
be
pay
able
attention to me. I'm just,
to be able to see like how you can make all these industries better.
I'll tell you who
Yeah.
else is fusing fashion and
Yeah.
law. Do you not take a guess?
No, I'm not gonna take
Someone on the social media platform, influential, Kim Kardashian. Yo.
Oh,
Did you
it's really sad.
like, oh.
It's really sad. No, it's really sad because she just had to do an internship and she can get to sit for the bar, and I had to go through 4 years of law school, and I have another like 1.5, 2 years remaining to actually be an advocate, and
Yeah.
I'm so jealous of her.
And she's gotten like 2 or 3 people out who are like,
Yeah.
innocently
Yeah.
convicted. So
Yeah,
I mean, I guess.
she yeah.
What do you think about that?
I mean, you do you. Like, look,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with like many things that the Kardashians do, but
Yeah.
like she's got resources, she's making the most of it, and somewhere somehow she's helping people.
Yeah.
And as long as you're helping people, you go
it's,
go
it's
do
a
it.
it's a good thing. It's a good thing to
Yeah.
put out there.
Yeah, really.
Who are some of the people like you just look up to? Because like maybe for me on videos, I'd say there's somebody like I look up to.
Yeah.
But just on the low kind of field or something that you'd want to grow up to be, who are some of the people that you look up to?
Okay. What,
Either locally or internationally.
Okay, so locally, I'm not gonna say her name because she's like a really like big lawyer, and I don't know how she feels like.
Come on,
No,
what
I
do you
can't
mean?
I can't say her name.
Really?
But like, if you ask me personally, I'll tell you after.
Okay,
this thing, yeah. But like it's and it's her and a lot of like women that
Yeah.
are like that are big lawyers, not necessarily big in like I'm working for a big law firm,
But they're really good at
they're
what they do.
Yeah, they're really good at what they do, and like I really appreciate like women that have reached there, because like it's not easy.
It's not easy.
And like, you know, it's like it's just a harder thing for like, especially over here for women.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it is. You don't think? Okay.
You don't think women and men have equal opportunities?
No.
No.
But we like, women also have to work harder. Yeah. And it's all, yeah, so like I just appreciate, like, and it's so nice to see like all these women everywhere doing such amazing things. So like there's a lot of people that I look up to. I can't even remember.
Not even
their
one
names.
or two names.
I can't remember right now. See, now you should have told me about this earlier, and then I would have like been like, yeah. But you know, I'm gonna like think of names at the back of my mind, and then somehow like somewhere in the podcast, I'm like, oh,
You can drop the names,
this
huh?
person. Yeah, but like, yeah, I can't
Okay.
remember right now. But I look up to a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay, then what do you think of, since I'm just talking about how we bumped into each other,
Yeah.
what do you think of just the current state of just social media and how people are dealing with it, either work-wise and just with mental health as well and
Yeah.
everything, and how Instagram is actually trying to remove the likes?
Oh, I think that's amazing. Like, I'm all for removing the likes. Like you said, you know, Instagram and like mental health. For me, it's more than mental health. It's always like looking at people, and it's like they have their life together. You know, you have people that are waking up at 6:30 in the morning. They're working out, and you know they're going to work and
Yeah.
killing it, and then they have all these opportunities, and you're just like, I'm not doing anything with my life. And but then like I think when you realize that, you know, it's not that easy, and everyone has different personalities and different goals.
Yeah.
Like you can see people have that on social media and stuff, and then if you're given those opportunities, you wouldn't necessarily want them because you're a different person.
Yeah.
So like, this is like for me to tell myself in the future, like, stop judging people based on their social media, and for whoever needs to hear it, because like it's crazy, especially young people.
Yeah.
And I hope young people are following you on
They are.
yeah, because they need to really hear it. When I was 17
Yeah.
and I was turning 18, I
Yeah.
looked at all these people, and they like, you know, they had their shit together, and like on my 18th birthday I had an existential crisis because I'm like, shit, I'm 18 and I don't have my shit together.
What am I going to do?
Yeah.
I'm an adult now. eh?
Yeah, and now, and like, you know, it's really not that serious. So like now I've learned and I've grown from that, where I'm like, no one has their life together. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean you sit and not do anything, because
You actually figure it out.
yeah,
You just
take
wake up and
yeah, like really, like I suggest you need to be busy every day doing something or learning something new. Like really, that lady's having a nosebleed, I think.
doing what?
She's having a nosebleed.
Oh
Sorry.
my.
Can
Okay.
you have that
Right.
back?
I think it's the weather.
Yeah. But like you
She'll
just
be
need
good.
to, yeah, hopefully. But you just
Hopefully.
need to like don't take life too seriously, because I took life so seriously. My friends will like listen to this and laugh, because they always tell me,
Yeah.
don't be so serious in life.
Is that why you're always too serious in your pictures? Let's start
I
with
just
that
have,
as
like-
well, because we're on social media. You know, here's the thing. You know what I was planning to actually say
Yeah.
and even do? Like on my podcast, I normally do like the screenshots and stuff.
So it's gonna be mood like.
So today, I'll tell people, I bet nobody has a picture with her when she's smiling.
No,
But
people
hey, they get to
do.
see you smile on the podcast and
Yeah.
talk as well.
Yeah. No.
Because even just social media, how a lot of people deal with it, and
Yeah.
that's why there was this whole conflict of like, okay, now if they take away the likes, how about people who make money
Money
because
off
of the likes?
Yeah.
So what's going to happen to them as well?
Yeah.
Won't you be robbing them of their childhood? And this is no, sorry, not their childhood, robbing them of their
Yeah,
income kind of.
Yeah.
And this is where somebody like me, I'd be like, hey,
Yeah.
I know a lawyer, and who do I call?
Well,
Hey, who do I call?
you can call me.
Yes, yes.
Well, in
Well,
2
it's
years.
either you or Kim Kardashian. So I mean,
Yeah.
and I also have
My
to
number
promote
is
my
more
people. I don't think
accessible.
Kim will definitely care much.
Yeah. No, but like you know, it's not removing the likes for for you personally, just for everyone
Yeah.
else, right? You can like screenshot how many likes you've got, your insights on Instagram, and use that as proof, saying this is how much I'm gonna charge.
But what if I want people to actually know that this is the number of likes? That's actually an angle. Can I sue for that? No?
You can't.
What do you mean? You're supposed to be my lawyer and advise me. Are you telling me that?
Advising you.
Advising me like I
can't.
can't.
Legal basis for that. Yeah.
Listen,
not yet.
I
I'm
want
really not
people
good
to
at-
know so that they know the amount of likes I get, so that I can get paid more, probably. So if they take that away from me,
No, I think
I might get less clients. So can we sue for that? Especially like from Kenya.
guys, I graduated
We can split 50-50.
I graduated last month. I have no idea. Like I have zero experience. I have 1 month's worth of experience. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. But just like on the social platform, do
Yeah.
you see how guys in the States also just leverage such things when it comes to like just something really small,
Yeah.
and people like jump onto it, and even on social media, like in the
Yeah.
States, I think Europe, it's very popular. You'll see a lot of people who represent people online and give
Yeah.
online advice
Yeah.
to people like, hey, if this happens to you, you can contact me
Yeah.
because I'll be able to solve this and this and this.
Yeah.
And even social media contracts for influencers,
Yeah.
Hey.
No, really, like
models.
yeah, like there's like
I think you'd
social
be a good
media-
person to.
Let me get some experience.
You're there.
Yeah.
You're heading there.
I'm-
you're heading
I'm
there.
trying.
Yeah.
I promise you
But
I'm
I
trying.
think it's a nice segue for somebody who's still young,
Yeah.
and you also still kind of like pay attention to social media,
Yeah.
because that's something that's always on a regular on your phone. Why not figure out a nice way you can leverage where you also spend like a lot of your time?
Yeah.
There's so many people who require legal
Yeah.
service,
Oh, but
especially
like,
on social media.
We've
lot.
already got a lot of people that give these kind of services.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
In Kenya,
well, not a lot of people, but I know people.
really?
Yeah.
On
like,
social platforms, they do that kind of.
on social platforms.
Yeah.
Not.
Because I'm talking about things that might
Oh.
seem probably relevant to. Forget about your usual land grabbings,
Yeah.
stealing, all those big
Yeah.
things, but just something that's a bit on the young people's perspective, where they can kind of like see and approach you like, hey, we don't really need to go to a 70-year-old to explain to them how I
Yeah.
signed a contract
Yeah.
to promote this product
Yeah.
or service on Instagram, and the
Yeah.
company is not now paying me.
Yeah. So these very like young lawyers are doing that.
Yeah.
So like I know a few people that are doing that, like some institutions that are doing that, like drafting contracts, so like agreements to promote stuff on social media and that kind of stuff. But like that's what I'm saying, like the law is gonna have such a huge presence in like when people really start figuring this thing out of like promoting things on social media, and it already has so like you like, and just for like social media like influencers, because I know a lot of them follow you and stuff. It's like just know what you're getting yourself into, because like it's easy to like just get into something weird and then you don't get paid or so like
Speaking of which, has that happened to you? Because you've been kind of like tiptoeing around that as well.
as
you're still studying in
funny
the
story. Let me tell you.
Tell me,
This is
tell
so
me,
weird.
tell me.
So I went for like how we have the Insta meets.
Yeah.
So I went for like one of
It's
the
all good, yeah.
one of the Insta meets a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
With a friend of mine, because she's really present in social media. I'll give you her. You can feature her. She's
I need her on my podcast as well.
she's featured on Vogue. Jazia.
What?
Yeah.
Vogue?
Yeah.
Sheesh. Are you gonna make that happen?
Yeah,
on
I
the
will.
Okay, please do
Yeah.
it.
Unless like she's high up there. but,
What?
like,
She'd say no?
I'll call in a favor.
Yeah, talk to her
Yeah.
assistant and make it work.
Can I be your assistant first? Yeah. So like
Yeah.
So we went for that, and there's a lot of photographers that are. It's a learning experience for photographers to come together, take pictures and stuff. So one of these photographers took photos of us, and then he's posted. He's like, those websites where you can give your photos for them to be used for however.
Oh, he's using your images and that's...
Yeah, and I didn't sign like a model release form or anything. So then like this guy that I went to school with the other day sends me a DM on Instagram. He's like, why is this person on Tinder in the States using your photo? And I'm like, what? And then he went,
On on
like,
Tinder?
yeah. And like I'm like I don't even know how to deal with this. Like I don't even have time
Yeah.
or energy to deal with this.
Yeah.
I'm like whatever, man. Like
But you see
yeah, I
such things.
hope she gets a good date or something. But these are the things that
Yeah.
you need to be aware of and
Yeah.
like be careful because like ultimately it can come back to haunt you. I hope it
Yeah.
doesn't for
Yeah.
me. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out who this guy is.
Especially it's on Tinder.
Yeah, and not even here. You know, like if it's here, I can find
Yeah.
like a connection. This is in a whole different
yeah.
continent. Like honestly.
And even for
like-
that person who thinks they're going to meet you, is it even fair?
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh my god, I really want to find out who this person is. Like, you know.
Am I? Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, but it's just interesting on the dynamics of how just the day and age is changing
Yeah.
and everything. And I think those little things actually
Yeah.
fall into play. Also,
Yeah.
just since we'll tiptoe around just all those things that you do like for a living and stuff, we'll go to the NGO stuff, talk a bit about it.
Okay.
And like I say on my podcast, anything you don't want to share, you don't have to share. You can just tiptoe around it or just say like no.
Next question.
Yeah, next question please. So
Yeah.
just what do you think of just like since we're also talking
Yeah.
about just the modeling thing, what do you think of just the current state of just modeling in the country? And
Okay.
how models are carrying themselves with contracts and stuff, because a lot of people just, there's the whole
Yeah.
hashtag of pay models KE.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of
so
that?
like I don't really like pay attention to it much because like I said I don't consider myself a model because I think it's just a whole different industry that I'm not competent enough to be in.
Yeah.
Just because like my personality and everything. But
Where
like,
do they need models to talk though?
sorry?
Where do they need models to talk? Or what does the personality come in?
No, it's just trust me. Like it's how it affects you. You know, it's a really hectic lifestyle.
Yeah.
So like I wouldn't be able to cook. I mean, I have different interests as well.
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
But like really, so this whole pay models KE thing, it's just like it's rights of human beings in terms of you're doing work and you need to be paid and you need to be treated ethically.
Yeah.
So like I really like believe in that the whole movement, but I think they need to approach it in a way where like I don't know if they have unions for models, like a trade union.
I don't think
like
so.
a labor union or
In Kenya?
yeah. Well, if you don't have that, you need to have that
Yeah.
because like register yourself legally and that kind of a thing. So people can help you and like you can go to court as an as a union and say you go to the labor courts and whatever and say
Yeah.
that this is what like we're not being treated fairly or ethically, like if there's these issues of where like I know
Yeah.
sexual harassment happens in like other modeling industries. I don't really know much about like if it happens in Kenya.
You don't know if it happens.
Does it? Oh my god. I sound so ignorant right now, but
I know that's like me when Andy was explaining
Oh.
to me, and I was just like, "What?
What?
What do you mean?"
no,
Yeah, it's
so
super
really-
common as well. Yeah,
So like these things you can.
I've
be
been
helped-
incidents and stories that
Yeah.
broke out national wide. You don't remember that?
Okay, maybe I can't remember really,
Wow.
but like
Yeah, I'll
no,
share
so-
the links.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
No, really. So these are the things that you doing. Spreading the word by putting it out on social media is important, but it's what do you do after that that's like more
Follow up,
important.
yeah.
You need to take action. It can't be let me share this hashtag
Mm-hmm.
and people will hear about it, but then are those models getting paid now? And that's the same thing with like the whole Uber strike that was happening.
Yeah.
Like I was speaking to the Uber driver that was bringing me here today morning,
Yeah.
and he's like, it's just an association, it's not like a union or anything, and he's like very well like educated about these things like labor rights and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And he's like, I told the people at the top that we need to organize ourselves like that, have a strategy,
Yeah.
so we can actually get what we need, because they've like called off the strike yesterday, but they haven't gotten anything.
there's
you know?
there's nothing
Yeah.
that's gonna change
Yeah.
anyway.
So
Cause
for 2 weeks they didn't work, they lost out on income,
yeah,
and nothing's changed, and nothing's gonna change until the next strike, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be the same people in the top that are just creating a ruckus for no reason, and they're like, yeah, we want more money. And then they'll be given an envelope by the companies with a bit of money.
Of course,
and
their heads are always like,
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
talk to you guys.
Yeah, so they'll call off the strike, and the people at the bottom that actually missed out on working for 2 weeks are the ones that are suffering. And that's the thing. More than like social media is such an amazing platform for you to get the word out, but what are you gonna do about it, you know? So like you need to actually call out these people and take legal action. If you're not getting paid enough, or you're working overtime, you're not being treated fairly, there's sexual harassment, go to court, you know. And there's so many like organizations that want to help people that have like labor right issues and that kind of stuff. Literally just like organize yourselves and get into it, because why are people suffering? You know, like it's not that easy to make change, but you need to take some steps.
But I think it's just because they don't know this information, or the information is just like distorted in a way they wouldn't understand. And even they think about it like, okay, now if I need to go to court, I need to pay a lawyer, I need to
people
do all these
like
things,
lawyers are really expensive.
They're not?
No.
I mean, I wouldn't know.
Some are.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I wouldn't know.
Yeah. But like look for, you know, like many of these people will also have friends that have studied law, or you know, there's
always a way you
firms.
can approach it, even at a low budget. They can still
and lots of lawyers do pro bono work, so
and even some might just see it as an opportunity, like, what institution didn't pay you? We'll take that for free. We'll take that for free because this is a good case for us, and they know like if they're gonna win the case, they're still gonna make some money anyway.
And looks good on your
CV.
Not your CV, but like that.
Yeah, kind of. If you think about it. Let's jump into the NGO stuff. Is it something that you wanted to get into as well, just because like you know you're a kind-hearted person, you want to make a change, or just because the opportunity just presented itself and you're like, why not?
Okay, so with the NGO, it's called World Leaders of Today.
Yeah.
That's what the NGO is registered.
World Leaders
of Today.
Okay.
And then we have a main program called Stand Up Shout Out, and it was it started off as a youth organization. Yeah. And I joined as a volunteer in 2013.
Wow.
June of 2013. Yeah. Yeah.
Till today, you've always been with them?
Yeah, like
on off.
No, I've always been with them. It's just sometimes when I have other things going on, like I won't work as like, you know, as much in it, but I've always been a part of the organization. So how it happened was, the group of friends that I had in high school that I'm still like best friends with till today. So we were really interested in, you know, things that happen around us, and like we were those weird girls that when we were 16 we were talking about politics and, you know, things that are happening in like the country or in other, you know, we used to talk about history and that kind of stuff.
There's nothing wrong with being informed. It's not weird.
People
it's not
thought it
weird
was really
being
weird.
Informed.
They would look at us like, what? So we were like, you know, ambitious young girls, and we wanted to like start our own NGO.
As you should be.
Yeah. So we had this whole thing. Then we met this girl that, like, so she had cancer of the throat, and her parents they were HIV positive. So she was looking for funding to get healthcare for like her, to get treatment for her cancer. So like we met her at MP Shah Hospital just like by chance. I don't really know how, but so we wanted to work with our school to get, you know, funding
and just do something.
So like everything was okay, and then like the day before we were gonna have the fundraiser, they just told us, they were like, you can't do that because like you have to be part of like a club or something. And we're just like it was really sad. We cried.
Paperwork and everything.
Yeah, like, you know, just bureaucracy and things. So we were like, oh my god, literally I remember how like we cried.
Broke you guys down because you really wanted to help.
Yeah, and like we had told her, you know, we were so like, we're like, yeah, you know, we'll help you. And so it was really heartbreaking.
And then now you don't know how you're supposed to break this news to her.
Really, it was really sad. But then like we were like, we need to find another avenue to, put all this effort into.
Yeah, if we need to assist somebody, we can do it the
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So we started volunteering with. It was called Stand Up Shout Out then. It was just a youth organization. It had
Yeah, I
started
think I've
in,
seen it somewhere
yeah,
online on Instagram.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it started off like as volunteering, and then I just like play different roles, and then we registered as an NGO in end of 2017. So now I'm sitting on the board of directors of the NGO.
Ooh,
It's not
you
that
hear that?
glamorous.
What? Hey, come on, listen. No. You see, I think you're downplaying on so many different things, because you said you started it in 2013, right?
Yeah.
Till today, that's how many years? That's 6 years.
Yeah.
So you're telling me like
Yeah.
this keeps, and the older you grow,
Yeah.
the older like that responsibility grows into
Yeah,
something bigger.
really, it does.
And you kind of know exactly
Yeah.
how you wanted to help that
Yeah.
person, like when you're super young,
Yeah.
and how you can do it right now if you identify something
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah. No,
Right?
definitely.
Dynamics are very different.
And I need to like give props to that to the organization, because
Yeah.
I'm really busy with other things, but they always like cater to me
Yeah.
in terms of they let me they let me do as much as I can, and even when I don't, they don't like hold it against me. Like I really appreciate also how much I've grown as a person. Like if you met me like a few years ago, I was so different. So like
How different?
like I wasn't as like I wouldn't like, especially when I started off, I was really scared of taking like leadership roles and being responsible, and like they've really helped me grow, because like I'm responsible for like many things now, and have
Yeah,
to
and I kind of can see that pattern of you downplaying a lot of things. Right now, if
don't.
somebody asks you, say this. If somebody asks you,
Yeah.
tell us something about yourself. 1, I'm a lawyer. 2, I'm in the board of directors of this NGO. And 3, I do kind of like, some high-end fashion modeling work as well. So you see, listen. If you describe those 3 like that, it kind of like, slaps somebody on their face. They're like, okay, now you got my attention. Tell me more about this.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I think at times we kind of like don't really reward ourselves or see.
Now you sound like my friend.
No, true. Listen, at times you
Yeah.
don't even understand the power of the things that you're actually capable of doing and
Yeah.
achieving as a person,
Yeah.
until somebody else starts pointing them
No,
to you.
that's-
Like, hey, by the way, I know you can do
It's
this and
true.
this. You can advise me on this.
Yeah. No, it's true, but I also know that I can do more. And
You
like,
can do more.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like I'm also like really lazy sometimes. Yeah. I'm so sorry. But yeah, no, I have to really like really it's helped me grow so much. And I can't take a lot of like credit for the work that they've done, because like sometimes like I was doing this through high school and through uni, so I wasn't really like very present in what they're doing.
Yeah.
But like we've been able to do a lot, and we work especially with young people, so it's focusing on youth engagement and youth empowerment. So we're trying to create young leaders to work in these areas of like poverty reduction, good governance. So like they've done so much, and they're present in like over 20 countries in the world right now. So it's like young people all across the world are doing amazing things for for the problems that they see in their community or in their country, in their city. So like I really appreciate the work that and like the opportunity, because I don't take that opportunity for granted, because not a lot of people get to hang out with such amazing people, such motivated people, because people work really hard to get to, especially like the organization, like the founder of the organization, his name's Peter Moll. Like he works his ass off to to get to where he's gone, because he's really like motivated about the and I'm also very educated because of my work in the NGO. Like I wouldn't really know about conservation or and the environment, the crisis.
I don't know, honestly.
Yeah,
But I learned that from people on the podcast.
Yeah, like it's such an integral part of who I am. Also because of how I was raised. Like my mom's obsessed with like being responsible to your environment, all these things. Yeah, so that's become like an integral part of who I am and what I believe in. So I have to like attribute all these things to like the people that I've worked with and the things I've done.
As you
like,
should, and
really appreciate.
And
it.
if you think about it at this day and age, I think there's so much lack of compassion and empathy and all those little simple things that really do make us human. So if you get like a forum, a place where people are like, that's what they are preaching out, they are trying to educate people on how important it is.
Yeah.
Because with the day and age of social media, like, we see like people just see dead bodies all the time.
Yeah.
We see people going through the worst, and it's like you see that so repeatedly, and you refresh your page, and then you just don't feel anything anymore. You just don't. You see somebody in pain.
Yeah.
It's amusing maybe to some other people.
Yeah.
And I think it's just important for like...
Yeah, no, it really is. And like, how you said that, like, you don't see like this lack of compassion and that. I see it really differently because like, especially for my social media, who I follow is like, people that are doing things that I relate to, and I see them doing something positive for like the people around them. And a lot of people that I follow are people that are doing amazing things. Like I really believe in like sustainability in the fashion industry. So like I follow a lot of these people, that are speaking out, like they're doing these like important things, or people that are contributing to different industries in Kenya or wherever it is. So I see a lot of people doing amazing things, and I am like, how can I do more? You know? So it's also like,
how can I be involved in something like this?
Exactly. So like I think also let's move away from just following people that have good like aesthetic pictures, but like follow people that are gonna add to the information that you have, what you're being educated about, and like learning how to be compassionate. Because really, if you're not doing something impactful, why are you wasting time? Like what are you doing? Really at this point we can't afford to not be impactful. We can't just be complacent and sit and we're like, I mean, climate crisis, but whatever,
you're just
man.
chilling, like just chilling.
Exactly.
What if you have kids and your kids need to be in that environment in some years to come?
Exactly. Like I'm really considering whether I'll even have kids if this is how the like the world's gonna be. So like really like as young people we need to be impactful, whatever it is. Not everyone has the same passions that I do, but whatever you're passionate about, do something about it. Like don't waste your time.
That sounds so serious.
I'm sorry.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You see, if this is coming from somebody like you, and people are following you like on your platform, they see so many, they start like just seeing things in a very different way. Because like I said, there's somebody who like just maybe follows you on Instagram, and they just like, okay, she models, and then she has that serious face when she models. We know her for that. And then what else? But they don't know all these other little things. And you might just like give them an insight or inspire them to like actually, like I was just, at times I just get surprised with messages that I get from my podcast when somebody's like, I learned so much from this. I love this. Can I keep, make sure I just keep putting out such content because we really needed this.
Especially like you do amazing things, and like I've learned so much from your podcast. Really? Also by drugs, but don't do them. But I've learned like, and you just like really appreciate people in a different way, because like I have the tendency to not like, I don't open up to people really. Like,
you think?
Like, no, I'll open up about myself.
I know there's like, when I was doing my research about you, I couldn't find anything.
No, it's also
so
because,
you don't open up
because like I want to talk about like, because like
things that
people are doing, because
matter.
Like when I work with like organizations and stuff, it's not just me doing it, it's also all these people that are doing it and I think they deserve to be appreciated for what they're doing,
Yeah.
and also just know that there's spaces for you out there, because especially with the work that I do with the NGO, a lot of people said that we're young people and we want to help, but we don't know how to.
Yeah.
So this is a way for you to, we're giving you a platform. Do the most that you can, or do the least that you can, but do something.
Yeah.
Don't sit at home and be like, I don't know what to do, so I'm not gonna do anything, because that could easily be like anyone. I was at a point I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, so I'm just gonna sit.
Yeah.
And then you can't do that. You need to be impactful, really.
And if you think about it now, just since we're talking about just platforms,
Yeah.
Social platforms, and the impact that we can create, it's just because it gets to a point where you kind of would be having almost the same kind of conversation, because if it's talking about a picture, hey, those shoes are nice,
Yeah.
hey, your top is nice,
Yeah.
but if you do that 10, 12, 15, 20 times,
Yeah.
they're like, yo, can't we find something else that we can talk about? Yeah, so I think it's just important to make sure we at least attempt or try to just have different conversations from
yeah.
the superficial ones that you can have when you meet, maybe at a social gathering or something. Just that
But
kind of, yeah.
Don't you talk about these things with people you meet at social gatherings?
About trees and the environment.
Yeah, or politics. Or
Do you?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
And they entertain you?
Yeah.
They do?
Well, maybe it's the people that I interact with, but
Yeah, maybe they do really care about you. That's why I'm saying, some people, I'd start talking about
Yeah.
that, the environment, they'll be
also
come on, man, can we just drink?
No, I know what you
Can
mean.
we just drink?
Yeah, I know
Shut
what you
up
mean.
about the environment
Yeah.
and
But it's like if you can have a good time with those people,
yeah.
but you should also be able to have these conversations and
With
learn
them.
from each other. Yeah, with them.
So people, your age mates, you can chill and just talk about the environment and stuff.
yeah.
But I'm saying I didn't know.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
why. Yeah.
okay.
Why are you looking at me like?
No, I'm
yeah.
really surprised.
I'm just I didn't know.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. You see.
I'm finding that out right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Suppose I'd think, because when I walked in,
Yeah.
you're going through a Vogue magazine. So I was just like, oh my God, it's one of these models. It's those models
Yeah.
again. Now they're gonna
Yeah.
tell me about these Milan trips, about these
Yeah.
shoes, about that,
Oh, trust me,
which
I
is
would
not
talk about it,
which
that
is
would-
not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But we also kind of don't try and stray away from what reality is.
Yeah.
So that other people can also just connect a bit.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
connect a bit.
Yeah, no, and there's really nothing wrong with that, and
Yeah.
I mean, trust me, if you talk to my closest friends, they'll be so sick of how much I talk about fashion. I really I'm
Really?
so passionate about it, but it's also even that industry. Now this is going back to the whole sustainability thing.
No, it's all
But,
good. It's part of the podcast.
Yeah, so fashion's such an impactful industry, because you're wearing clothes, I'm
Yeah.
wearing clothes, we're always gonna wear clothes, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
without realizing, it's impacting everyone. So it's also how are your clothes made, and who's making them and all that.
In some Chinese sweatshop.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
So I shouldn't wear those.
when you were plugging, you can cut this out by the way, but when you are plugging Fashion Nova, I was gonna be like, can you please
No, I'll tell you something
Yeah.
about why
Yeah.
rock Fashion Nova.
Yeah.
There are sales.
No, I know.
There are sales.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try and find out. I'll do my research on,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. We don't need to edit anything, but
Yeah.
I'll do my research.
Yeah.
Kind of see if there.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. There's something they're doing that's impactful
Yeah,
somewhere.
no, exactly.
And that's why we need
Yeah.
to also. I think
Yeah.
part of what you're talking about
Yeah.
is finding out how your clothes were made.
Yeah.
Did it empower people? Did
Yeah.
it do A,
Or
B, C, and D for them?
Yeah.
Did it?
So
yeah.
really, right now there's the whole thing of sustainable fashion and ethical fashion and stuff.
What exactly does it mean? Sustainable.
Sustainable. Well, so sustainable can be in different ways. It's just that you're producing
Yeah.
in a way where it's not harming the earth, in
Yeah.
a way where it can't be regenerated,
Okay.
because we have limited resources.
Yeah.
So so for me, sustainable is not shopping fast fashion in terms of so fast fashion is high street brands that have new drops of collections every month or every week.
Fashion Nova.
Yeah,
But you do like Fashion Nova, right?
I've never
You've never rocked Fashion Nova?
no, it's not my style.
Okay, what do you rock?
No, so let me
Okay,
just,
oh
let
yeah,
me
sorry,
just,
my
let me talk.
apologies.
Yeah, sorry. I'm really passionate about this.
No,
Oh
I
my
can
God.
see, I can see. No,
Yeah.
yeah, please go
Yeah.
on.
So like, so it's like they'll have new drops every week and stuff.
Yeah.
And then these people that have like, you'll have disposable income where you'll buy something and wear it once and then it's gonna sit in your closet, or you'll throw it out and then it goes into a landfill. And because many of these clothes are made out of plastic, you won't like, it won't like
Disintegrate?
it's just gonna sit there
Yeah.
and like be harmful. But I understand and I appreciate that there's a lot of people that will shop like, let's say, H&M, Zara, Mr. Price, whatever. But it's okay because I will shop there sometimes because like I don't make a lot of money, so
Yeah.
I can't afford to like sustainable ethical clothing sometimes is a bit more expensive just
Yeah.
because of like
How
how
it's made, yeah.
and like you're using organic textiles which are not like that cheap,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like I understand that, and I wear like these brands, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna wear them over time. Like I'm gonna buy something that I know
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear like a million times because I don't want to wear them just once and then it's like sitting
Yeah.
in my closet.
Yeah.
So if there's anything you can do that. Just buy something that you're not gonna wear once and then it's just sitting there, because really like it's so harmful and it's
Yeah.
you're wasting your money. I mean, you don't need
Yeah.
clothes all the time. Like everyone likes fashion. I'm not gonna judge you for buying H&M, Zara, but like buy something that you're gonna wear for a long time. So like I think that's just like, and everyone can do this because
Yeah.
like you're not like a fashion influencer or whatever,
Mm-mm.
but you're wearing clothes and
Yeah.
you like things,
Yeah.
but like it's just like important to be more conscious
Yeah.
about what you're buying and like
It doesn't
Yeah.
hurt. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
It's just that extra step. So,
Yeah.
since we're speaking of that, so
Yeah.
if somebody is looking for like sustainable kind of like
Yeah.
fashion brands,
Yeah.
what are we talking about? Which ones?
okay, well,
Are there some that are out there like specifically that's what they?
so in Kenya there's
Yeah.
like Lila Bear, which I love.
Come
Oh my
closer.
god.
Yeah, yeah.
So Lila Bear, so she
Uh-huh.
does she like, just if you go on her website you can see how your clothes are made. Like if that your dress is made from like industrial waste that would have otherwise been thrown into a landfill, so
Yeah.
it's like zero waste, that kind of stuff. So like she's completely like sustainable, ethical, and I've worked with her. Like I've done like a few shoots with her and I know her personally, so I know like whatever they're saying
Yeah,
is
it's
what it
actually
is. It's what it is. But like there's like, even if you look, like you just Google sustainable fashion brands, you'll find like brands that if you're looking in like luxury, then Stella McCartney does a lot of like sustainable like an ethical fashion. So that's like
I
nice.
buy one shirt for like $1,000.
Well, it's not that expensive, but like,
Yeah.
and you see, that's why like we can't, like, we're being real, right? Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't say that I'm not gonna wear H&M,
Yeah.
especially now because I'm not making that kind of money.
Hmm.
So if I have to go to Woolworths and buy a shirt, and like I can't afford anything else, but I really need that shirt, I'll buy it. But then I'll
Yeah.
make sure that I wear it for a long time, and like once it's done, like, okay, I think this is like the Indian coming in me, but you wear something until you've like it's reached the end of its life, and then after
Until
that
it's
use
done.
it as a cloth to like wipe things at home. So you're literally making the most of
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
like the UN did a report where they said that 70% of clothes that you throw out, it's, I think 85% of the clothes that you throw out have a 70% lifespan left.
Okay.
So
They
you've-
can still.
Yeah.
It's not like it's gonna.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't have this problem that much here
Yeah.
in Kenya because we have limited options. A lot of us do, we go thrifting and stuff. Thrifting, wearing second hand, such good ways of being sustainable.
Yeah.
So like, if you do that, like, well done, and don't be embarrassed like about like thrifting.
Yeah.
You're doing good things for the environment.
Yeah.
But like so just make the most use of your clothes. But in the West it's more of a problem because you've got free shipping from these websites
Oh, yeah.
where you've got online
On your
online
doorstep.
shopping.
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
and there's like sales. You'll get something for $5, and then you're wearing it for like one party, let's say, and then you're never gonna wear that because it's such a weird thing that you
For
wouldn't.
Friday night, and
Yeah, and then you're not gonna wear it the next Friday night because everyone's seen that outfit already.
yeah.
So that's like, now you're just like, that's not being sustainable. So if you're gonna shop like all these brands here that are not necessarily sustainable, that's fine, because like I understand everyone has different like ways of living, but just make the most use of like the clothes that you have.
Really do care about this
oh my God.
sustainable
I just
fashion.
like,
You see yourself
yeah,
like,
I know.
oh my
People will be like, oh my God. No, but I really.
No, but that's a good thing. It just shows your passion, and there is
Yeah.
nothing wrong with passion. Everybody's passionate about something different.
And like I know this is an industry that's impacting everyone.
Yeah.
So like like I know everyone's gonna be affected by this, but yeah, I just think the word.
That's a
needs to
good
be-
thing. That's
Yeah.
not a bad thing at all.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so yes, let's talk of the other company that you
Okay.
you work for. That's sustainable.
So it's a slow fashion brand.
Okay.
Where it's mostly sustainable and ethical little labels under the platform. So we give them, we've provided an online platform
Yeah.
for young designers to be able to showcase their products. So we organize like giving them a global audience, because we do a lot of pop-ups like in different countries and stuff.
Yeah.
So again, I think this is going to go back to social media and how it's beneficial. So this
Yeah.
company, it's based in India, and I saw one of the creative director of this company. I follow her on Instagram.
Yeah.
So she just posted a thing where they're like, we're looking for someone, and I had a break between uni, so I was like, maybe I'll just go there because I have family that lives there. So I was like, I don't have to pay for accommodation or anything. So maybe I'll just go there. So I
Yeah.
sent them an email.
Yeah.
And then they didn't really understand that I was gonna go there.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, we really like that you're passionate about this. So they just created like a role for me. So I work remotely for them. So like I'm here and they're there, but I'm able to contribute to something that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
So use social media to like widen your interests and like maybe get you a job. It's not easy.
Yeah.
I know, but like there's a lot of people out there that you can help, and you're creating impact. Like I know that I have a responsibility to get some things done because they're relying on me.
Yeah.
So like so use you're making an impact, however big or small. So you can use social media to like also do that.
To actually do that. And one of the things is that that's what I'm saying. I think you're downplaying on a lot of the things that you actually do. Yes, because if somebody goes to your Instagram, they won't really see or realize all these things that you have going on. But and I've also been asking this to others. I've always been asking other people this.
Yeah.
Why do
Why
a
do
lot
I
of
do
people
that?
a lot of people just downplay, especially women downplay on that kind of
'Cause-
thing? Like there's so many other things you'd find that they're actually doing,
Yeah.
but like on their platforms they won't mention them, or they'll say like, oh no, it's no big deal.
Because it feels
Being
like
afraid
bragging.
of real leadership roles.
No, it's like for me, I personally think like, why am I bragging?
It's not bragging.
And also,
Because listen, somebody else comes to your platform,
Yeah.
and let's say they have sustainable fashion at the back of their head, right? But they come to your Instagram and they're like,
there's nothing about
there's
that.
nothing about that, right?
But my
And then-
captions are really funny, so you can come for my funny,
Okay.
my funny captions.
But I'm just saying, it's very easy at times.
Yeah,
if you want
I know
to
what
know,
you mean.
if you want to know what somebody's all about, what
Yeah.
do you do when you go to their Instagram
Oh,
bio,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You see what does the
Yeah.
bio say, and then you scroll a few pictures.
Yeah,
But if you can just get like a hint of that
yeah,
and you can just know like, oh, I didn't know you're passionate about this. I actually,
yeah,
because funny enough, I was just seated here like a couple of weeks ago,
yeah.
and there's somebody who passed here and they were like, oh, what are you guys
doing?
shooting?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I explained to her, I posed, explained to her and everything, and then she said, you know what, I'm actually from Cape Town and we are organizing a fashion event in Mauritius that's all about sustainable fashion and everything.
Wow.
And I was just like, what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Come, make sure you just come to the podcast and talk about it. And she said, my flight is in three hours.
People
But,
should contact.
now here's the thing. She said, but
Yeah.
I'll be around the mall for 2 hours. In fact, I'm having my coffee there for 2 hours. I'll just be
Yeah.
seated there because it's close to the airport.
Yeah.
So I tell her, like, listen, I have a guest here, but I'm going to talk to my guest so that we make their session 1 hour.
Yeah.
And then I also grab you.
Yeah.
And then we talked about all these things
Yeah.
that she had going on and everything.
Yeah.
And they were talking about like how they actually are thinking of coming to Kenya also.
Yeah.
And what she said is like, if you know anybody interested in things to do with sustainable fashion and stuff,
Yeah.
please,
Yeah.
just if you can put it out there. So I told her I'll share your podcast
Yeah.
and make sure I put that message out there.
Yeah.
And just from that, you see, the social media platform
Yeah.
has been used to communicate in so many
Yeah,
different
exactly.
ways,
Yeah.
and you connect to people.
Yeah.
But if you don't mention it, if she didn't mention it or
Yeah.
take a
That's
minute,
true. That's
Yeah.
true. I mean, like, I really get your point.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. It's also, like, because I always think, for me personally, I always think I could be doing more. So, like,
it's
these are
not.
just
But
things-
just know it's
these are
not
just-
bragging. You know that, right?
Well, it
It's
really
just a new
feels
day
like-
and age. It's like when.
like-
it's like being in uni, you
You
graduate and then you're given the hat. You're like, oh no, I won't put on the hat because now it's just showing off. I won't take a picture of my graduation with my graduation. No,
I
it's
was not
something
gonna-
you'd.
I was not going to take a photo.
Did you take a picture?
Yes, I did, but I wasn't, like, keen on
Jesus, you're
it.
just, I can just read you like a book. Can you see? I actually was talking about that as a joke, and it's something.
No,
you,
I did take a photo, but,
yeah,
like,
you didn't want to.
no, I wasn't even going to go for my graduation. I was like, I'd rather go to work.
No, listen, all these things have to be celebrated. You know why?
No,
Because 20 years
Yeah.
from now, you'll be
No, I
like, oh my God,
understand.
I didn't want to miss
Yeah.
back on that memory.
no, I do. Like, I
Trust
really
me.
do understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. Well, see, where I've worked my, like, you know, really hard, I will take, like, credit for it. Like,
Yeah.
But, like, yeah. When I know I can do better, I don't like, you know, appreciating myself when I've not put in 100% of my effort and my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look like a very hardworking person. So, hey, let's not downplay on anything. Anything.
I try, but
Yeah.
no, like I do understand that, but like the things that I've worked really hard on, I'll go and tell everyone. Like I
Nice.
really worked hard on my dissertation, and I'd like tell everyone about
On
it.
your what?
On my thesis for my like
Oh,
final.
yeah. How am I supposed to know what that
Sorry.
is? I'm in
Yeah.
a whole different, different field.
Sorry.
So I was just like, I was
Yeah,
like
you
gonna
have
let it pass, but then I was like,
research paper.
oh, okay.
Yeah, research paper. Yeah. So I really worked hard on that, and I was
Yeah.
really proud of myself. And now I tell everyone about it, and they're like,
Yeah, and even now people on the podcast know.
yeah.
Okay, so now, because my podcast, I just try and balance the conversation. It's always
Yeah.
about health, wealth, love, and happiness, right? So we've touched a little bit on just what you
Yeah.
do for a living, what you want to grow into,
Yeah.
and everything, all those things, work-wise. So definitely, let's just jump into the love segment, because you know also. Oh, is that like a yes? I was waiting
Yeah,
for it. Is
sure.
that like?
No, as in,
Oh.
you gave me the heads up, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying, because even just how that plays when you're in school, when you're in work, and everything of the sort. Are you in a relationship right now?
No. And do you want
Guys,
No.
guys, you know the drill. Only qualified candidates, of course. Only qualified candidates.
No.
No,
Don't slide into my DMs about
guys, no.
relationships.
Oh, girls.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, guys. I'm interested in guys, but no. No, as in, well, I'm just like.
Let's talk about that. How is it like just going through uni? Because like even now those dynamics of
Oh.
like if you're dating,
I
it's a
just
bit
be
tricky.
prepared to like be really disappointed.
No,
So,
I won't be
like,
disappointed.
Relationships like have not really been an important part of like my like it's not something I consider like I've just been like no to everyone.
Or you're the one who's always been. Like,
Yeah, well,
no.
not really. I mean, it's just like it's not something that like I'm really.
This
like,
is a really important topic.
keen.
You want swaying away from the mic and just be
sorry.
like.
No, but
Yeah.
like it's just not like something that I've been keen on because I've just been having my focus is on other things.
Personal growth.
Yeah, well, yeah, and just work-wise, like just things that I've always just been doing things where like maybe I didn't have time for relationships or anything, but it's just
Wait, you've never been in a relationship? What? You're lying.
no, I haven't.
Ever?
No,
What?
yeah,
Ever?
no.
I wish I could sip my tea right now, but I can't. I'm just waiting for it.
Yeah, well.
Okay, wow, this is very interesting.
Yeah.
You're
Although
this.
I'm really like interested in Tom Holland, like the guy that plays Spider-Man.
Oh wow.
If he wants to
Hey.
slide into my
Hey,
DMs, he
hey.
can swing into my DMs.
We've got to start from somewhere, even if it's like somewhere there.
Oh, I've always been interested in celebrities and
Okay. I kind of like from like how we grew up as children, and you always like just idolizing someone. You're like, hey, by the way, if I was to get married, I'd want somebody like.
yeah, and I've just stuck to that. Maybe I
No,
still
that's
have-
interesting.
No, it's just
But
like
you know
it's
why?
funny. It's really funny.
No, it's interesting because I think you're the second person on the podcast who said you've never been
Yeah,
in a
but I'm
relationship.
really young as well. Like I'm 22.
You've never been in a relationship.
No.
I mean, people start having relationships when they're super young, though. Like even just casual.
But I'm
just-
like always,
nobody had a crush on you on school, and
I
they
don't know.
asked you out.
I had like a resting bitch face, so no one.
They were just afraid.
I
Of
guess that's what it is. We'll go with that. No, but it's like I've always been designated third wheel of like my friends in their relationships.
Oh, that's horrible.
But it's okay.
Or
like,
maybe they've traumatized you with all their
Yes.
heartbreaks and their sad
Yes,
stories,
they
so
have.
being about like
They
how boys
have.
are not treating them well.
they have. I've always been the one who's giving them therapy.
Advice, kind of like. Do you feel like you're missing out on anything?
No,
Really?
I don't really, because like
You're lying.
No, really. For me, it's like with everything that like I do experience in life. It's like I'm not gonna tell myself no for anything when I reach a point where I feel like I'm missing out. So
Yeah.
if I felt like I was missing out, I'd be like, yeah, let me go find someone that I'm interested in, get to know
Yeah.
them and stuff.
Yeah.
But and everyone, you grow differently. You have different interests.
Yeah.
So when I feel like, okay, I'm missing out on something, I'll be like, okay, I'm actively looking. But I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. Well, at least for the moment right now. It's just because I've been really busy doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, I don't really feel that.
It's actually you and Finale,
Oh,
the two of you. And even for her, when she told me that, I was like, she traumatized me first of all, because I had never heard anyone say that.
Oh.
And then after her, I was just like, oh, okay, now.
yeah,
Like there
I
was
mean-
like a.
yeah.
But do people reach out right now? Forget about then. How about now? How are your DMs looking?
No, I don't have any DMs. Like,
People don't slide in your DM? They don't?
no,
You're lying.
they don't.
You're lying.
No. If I go
They
out and then
seriously
there's
don't?
like people that hit on me but they're drunk, that
And
doesn't
now
count.
that doesn't
Yeah,
count
that
first of all. Like if somebody's super drunk, that's just not.
Yeah.
I don't think somebody like you would want to be. Because do you drink? Okay, we'll say she doesn't drink by the way. No, she doesn't drink. So if somebody approaches you and they're drunk, that's not the best way to communicate. You get
Yeah,
what I
well,
mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you come close to the mic.
sorry.
I know this
I-
conversation is a bit
No, it's,
all over.
but like, no, it's just not something that I've actively been seeking.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
say this. Let's say if you're seeking someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of person what kind of guy would you be?
Really, I don't know.
Would you go out?
I
What?
don't know. And my
That's
friends
not
tell
a good
me-
thing.
No, as
You
in-
need to know.
I know, but
You
there's
need
too
to.
many, I do know, but there's too many requirements, and my friends tell me I'm really picky. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not gonna say it because everyone's gonna be like,
No,
what?
but just like okay, just basics. Not
Oh,
it has
okay.
to be like super
Okay.
intense, like
Okay.
categorizing
Okay,
of
fine.
what you'd be
I need
looking for.
someone that I can build an empire with. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to be like, that kind of person that wants to build an empire. So I can build
So
that
if
empire
I
with you.
approach you, somebody approaches you like on a night out and like, hey, I'm looking for a queen that I can build an empire with. Would you say like, wow, this is like a much
not like
made
that, but like seriously.
Yeah, but what do you mean by that? Let's
like
expound on that.
I mean like my plan is to work really hard and be really successful in whatever I'm doing,
Yeah.
especially in terms of like making an impact.
Yeah.
So I need someone that's in the same level of thinking where if I'm like, because I work, there's days where I work really long, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm doing different things. Like I'll probably like come home from work and then work for a couple of hours and maybe sleep at like 2 a.m. because I'm working on things, and I'm always working on different projects. So like, first of all, I won't have time for you, which could probably also be like a reason because I don't really have time. But it will be really hard if you're not on the same level, like the same wavelength, where you also want to be like successful and like you're just doing things, because like I can't be doing things all the time and then you're like, hey, let's hang out when
someone
I don't
who's
have
needy,
time.
a bit needy, and
Well, not really needy, but it's just like I'm really career oriented, so I would need someone that's the same way, maybe, or just understands my lifestyle.
then at what time will you guys see each other if you're both getting home at 2 a.m. in the morning?
Well, we'll work hard and make like have companies together where
that
we'll
run themselves
we'll
at
meet
some
each
point.
other, or we'll meet each other in the boardroom.
Jesus. Okay.
You're like, no.
Okay. Another one. Just since we're on the relationship topic, I have to find now leeways on how, because I normally don't have so many questions when somebody tells me they've never been in a relationship. So I can't ask about heartbreaks. I can't ask, but like, have you been on a date before? No.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
You
know.
have?
I have to think about this. Like,
Jeez.
well, not for a long time, so.
Yo,
maybe.
guys, you need to DM. Just let's try and impress her, guys.
No, it's
if you're
okay.
following
Really,
me.
I'm okay for now.
Okay, for future references, you can just send and say it's for future
In
reference.
3 years' time.
Yeah, in 3 years' time.
Yeah.
Just say like it's meant for 20 for 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just
But
say
I'll
that.
respond in 2022.
Jesus.
Yeah, sorry.
Jeez.
I have a plan for until like for the next 2 years. I know I'm going to be really busy.
Here's the thing. If somebody asks you out right now, what do you tell them?
Well, no one's asked me out in a long time.
Guys haven't?
No.
Come on, guys. Kenyans, you're just letting me down. People, what's happening to
No,
this
it's
country?
okay. I really.
We're raising a generation
no, I
of weak
that.
men.
Please don't.
I appreciate that.
No,
Please
really.
don't.
Like, I find it really uncomfortable to be like, I'm not interested.
No, you just say it. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think like right now there's also like a problem on how people just how maneuver and even like just approach women. It can kind of come off a bit weird. Because like I know people that you like, maybe we mentioned like somebody who has to be high to approach someone to have a conversation, and at times they might have the best intentions, but it will just come out horribly. Okay, so you haven't been in a relationship, you haven't been in a date. Okay, well, something that you can concretely say like, okay, this was a date. And guys are not hitting on you, like they're afraid kind of. Or maybe just pretend like they're not hitting on you because they're trying and you just like brush it off like, oh my god, you're so funny, you're so funny.
It's like, yeah, bro.
And somebody, oh my goodness. You just drop the bro and they're like, okay, now let me stop wasting my time.
I'm sorry, I do that.
If okay, like typically if somebody was to take you out on a date, what would you think would be like a nice thing to just do on a date that would make you like, what, this is nice?
We can go to KSPCA and play with the puppies.
Wow, really?
Yeah, that would be so fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I love dogs. Oh my god.
Hey, listen, that would be like a nice date because somebody, for one, I can guarantee you won't spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you'll win her heart at the same time. See, at times it's just the simple things. Because, there's somebody else who would, tell me.
Sorry, just a leeway. Into the 8,000 for cocaine, Adopting a dog at KSPCA is only 8,000
It's
shillings.
8,000.
So only.
So if somebody's doing
with the vaccinations and everything, so you could
so if
just
somebody's doing
adopt a dog
cocaine
instead, yeah.
every day of the week, they can easily adopt
So
a
many
puppy.
dogs. Yeah.
7 puppies per week. In a year, how many puppies?
I am really bad at math.
KSPCA will run out of animals first of all.
No, there's so many dogs that need homes. Really.
No, but I get you.
Yeah.
So
like,
that would be a nice, typical kind of like
yeah.
date.
I'll stick myself.
Wow, that's
Fun.
really nice and simple
Yeah.
way of just finding like connection. Those are rare nowadays.
No, but it's really fun. Like, I don't think a lot of
So you
people
wouldn't
go
want
there.
like trips to somewhere or?
No, it's okay. When I make that money, I'll take you on those trips.
Wow, you hear that, guys?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
they'll be
you hear
like,
that?
no, a woman can't pay.
Okay, then what do you think about? Okay, let's talk gender roles. Let me get
Yeah.
your perspective on this.
Mm.
No, even before we go to gender roles, let's talk interracial dating.
Mhm.
That's always like a segment.
Oh.
I always throw it like on people. Like,
Yeah.
would you date out of your race?
Yeah, if I find like the right person,
Yeah.
why not?
So that's not like a big deal and anything to you.
I mean,
Okay.
like I know what you mean because like
You-
in
yeah.
terms of like family, will it
Yeah,
cause
family
problems
is
and that
always
kind of
like
stuff.
it's
Yeah.
never about us in general. It's
Yeah.
always like about
Oh, yeah.
family
I
and
mean-
now anybody else
Yeah, it's gonna.
who's
Yeah, obviously, you know, they'll raise like, oh, you can't do this and that, whatever.
Yeah.
But like as you know, the younger generation,
it's really different. Yeah.
yeah, and like we don't see these things. It's more like, you know, am I compatible with that person? And
Yeah.
like, so just like as long as you're happy and you know you're in a relationship where you're not like being beaten and things, because
Yeah.
those are serious problems. You can marry someone that you know like your family approves of and everything is fine, but then you know you're not happy, or you know these,
Yeah.
like there's violence and these things happen.
There's
Like
too
you, yeah, you need to look at these things, and if like you're happy with whoever you're dating, just fight for it. Like, you know, yeah. So like,
Interesting. That's
Yeah.
nice. That was nice. Nice, crisp, clear answer. Then, what was it he said that we need to go to before I mentioned
I don't
that?
know.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
health, wealth.
No. We'll go to health and happiness. We'll just finish with that.
Yeah.
I was asking about something. How could I forget? Jeez. Gender
Oh,
roles.
gender roles,
Gender
yeah.
roles. Yeah.
Mhm.
What's your take on gender roles? Do you believe in them? What is current state on how just the whole movement is? What's just your thought on like gender roles? I
Okay,
just
well-
want to know, like, pick your brain on that.
Yeah. So, well, I think gender roles, maybe previously they had a place and they were there for a reason, but it's no longer that way.
Oof.
And you can't. Well, it's different. You know, I wouldn't say that there's no gender roles
Yeah.
at all, because like there are.
What's the role of, like, let's say a man in a house, and what's the role of like a female in a house?
Well, see, I don't believe that there's rules like that.
Okay.
You know? Like I think that it's like equal in
Because
terms
it's
of,
like, let's say in a company, right?
Yeah.
Like if you work for a company,
yeah,
I mean, you can't just say like everyone is the CEO, right?
yeah.
Or
You- you
everyone is in finance. You'll
can't
find
say-
like,
Yeah, you
and
can't
kind
say
of like
that.
families, they still like kind of like their needs. It's you if it's looked upon as
Yeah.
like an entity. Those kind of like there's some responsibilities
Yeah.
that maybe
Yeah.
you would expect a man of the house to take care
Yeah.
of.
And
I'm
everyone's
just-
gonna say
yeah.
that you know the role of the man is to provide and the role of the woman is to like, you know, take care of the household.
Yeah.
But in reality,
No, not in that old school
Yeah.
kind of sense of way. That's not where I'm going with
no,
it.
I know what you mean, but
Yeah.
but like a lot of people still have that perception.
Yeah.
Right? And like, but in reality, even like things that happened like so many years ago, like different generations, women have a really strong role in pushing the family, like, you know, up, even in terms of like their economic contribution. Like, and this is stuff that I've read on, you know. It's not, I'm not just saying, yeah, women, you know, uplifting the family. It actually does happen. And
Yeah.
if you see it even in our country, the women that, like, you know, let's say they have like their small businesses that they're
Yeah.
doing, or even like the women that, you know, are selling vegetables and stuff, they're playing a really significant role in
Yeah.
contributing economically to
Yeah.
the family, and yet they'll be in situations where their husband will be like, you can't work and these kind of things,
No, I'm
Yeah.
not. I wouldn't even like promote like
Yeah.
those people who are like
No,
telling
I
like
know.
women this is what.
Yeah,
you're-"
yeah.
I'm just saying like there are those like a natural kind of like just things that a mother can actually provide
Yeah.
that a dad in a house normally wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, like let's say if like you're having a bad day, there's a way like your mom would talk to you and give you compassion and everything differently from how like your dad can be able to.
Yeah, no, I mean,
no
like-
matter how much he wants.
Yeah. Well, I do believe, but I also believe that's also like a lot to do with your personality rather than your gender, because some people, it's just different. Like sometimes you'll come to me and I wouldn't necessarily deal with you like the way you want me to deal with you, and people will be like, why are you so rude? Because like it's just personality. I'll be there for you, I promise. But yeah, like no, I understand, and I do believe that there are some things that women and men do differently. I don't think one's better than the other. They are different, and like we appreciate those differences, but like
So there's no difference between a man and a woman. That's what we're saying.
No, they are, but
Which are
one's better. No one's. Well,
to me
women
love
can-
debates. So
women
it's just
can
like a
give
short
birth,
debate.
men cannot.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's
yes.
true.
Yeah.
No, but like I also like you acknowledge.
It's like me saying like, you know what, I can do the same thing that a woman can't do.
But
I
see,
can't
but
do
that's
it.
not what equality is about.
What's equality to you?
To me, equality is that you give women the same opportunity that men can get to help them work in the areas where they have the most strength, right?
Yeah.
So like if I cannot be a CEO just because I'm a woman, not necessarily because of my qualifications or anything like that, then why are you saying no? But like I'm not gonna go and say like these women that work in construction, I would not be able to work in construction. So if someone, but like there are women that can do it and there are men that can't.
Are
do
there?
it. Yeah.
In construction?
Yeah.
Have you seen one with your eyes?
Yes.
Where?
Not here. Not in
You
this
see what I'm
country.
talking about, you see.
But
I'm
yeah,
I know what you're
yeah.
saying, but I'm just saying there are
Yeah.
those like natural kind of things, and it's kind of like tricky, especially like
Yeah.
right now in the
Yeah.
21st century to
Yeah.
have this conversation in a very logical way of
Yeah.
like just saying
No,
like
I-
without
yeah.
stepping on anyone's
toes,
toes
yeah.
and just like talking about it like, hey, let's just think about it.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on this?
No, I
What's
really
your thoughts
do.
on this?
It's like I really do believe there is differences, but let's play up each other's strengths. But you can't say that women cannot,
No, I think that's
Yeah.
the best thing, that the way you've put it,
Yeah.
like let's play with each other's strengths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just because like in reality, people will be like told you can't be like in this position, because like you're a woman.
Have you ever been told that?
No, and I'm
You're in the
so-
board of
that's what
directors
I'm
already.
saying.
Hey,
Like,
listen.
So my follow up is
Yeah.
I'm really privileged
Yeah.
that like whoever I've worked with,
Yeah.
like they really appreciate women in terms of, and like the positions that I get is not because of my gender.
Yeah.
And it's not because like despite of my gender, it's because like they look at what I can do,
What you
and
bring to the table.
what I bring to the table. So I'm really like that's why I really appreciate all the people that I work with, because I've never been like, as far as I know, that I've
Yeah.
never been like told that, oh, you can't do this because you're a woman. In
But
fact,
then again, have you ever heard of like women who've been put on positions because they're women?
no,
Because they're pretty or no? You've never heard of that?
no.
Ever? Oh wow.
You mean like they've done favors for people to get somewhere?
That's not even where I was going, but
But
since you've mentioned,
know
no,
about
listen,
it.
I didn't say that, but since you've mentioned
Yeah,
it,
it
yes, that
happens.
too.
No, it happens, but I
Yeah.
personally don't know of like people that.
No, you don't have
Yeah.
to, but you,
But I
you know,
know-
like
no, you
even in
recognize
Kenya, you know,
it
like
happens.
it's
Yeah,
a
it
super
happens.
huge trend
It
as well,
happens.
right?
No, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But like I mean,
So it's kind of like hard because at times you
Yeah.
might say like, this gender is being favored in this way. Then there's also like some plus of
yeah,
there's something that might be easy for them because
Yeah.
of that specific gender as well.
yeah, no, it happens.
And-
You can't ignore that it doesn't happen. But
Yeah.
I'm also saying that like historically women have been like also like stigmatized. in specific like areas and stuff. Like, let me give you an example. You know, I come from an Indian like background.
Yeah.
So like in the Indian background, a lot of like, especially earlier on, it was that, you know, women would get married early on and, you know, like sit at home and that's like their life.
Yeah.
That could have easily been me, you know. There's like people that are my age, whose family is like, yeah, okay, maybe you need to start looking for someone to get married to, you know, when you're 23, 24.
Oh, that's kind of like the age where you should.
Where like a lot of people will be told, okay, you know, is there anything? And like, if that's what you want, then that's perfectly okay. But if like, I'm so lucky, my parents will never force me to get married. Like, you know, until I'm ready, they'll be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, but there's gonna be a time, sure, even with Indian parents, they'll be like, hey, okay, this independent woman thing, we've seen it, but hey, like, you know, we also need grandchildren, you know.
Yeah, but that will also be like if my parents tell me that and don't tell my brother that, then it's gonna be a problem for me, and I'll be like, excuse me, what? And I've told them that.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah, no. So I'm saying, like, I'm so lucky that even like my family like gives me these opportunities to study.
Yeah, definitely.
But it shouldn't be an opportunity. It should be a way of life, right?
Yeah,
Like if I want to study or I want to get married, it should be up to me.
Do you feel? Had you finished? I'm gonna let you
done.
finish.
No,
I'll let you finish.
I'm done.
So,
yeah.
Do you feel like that kind of pressure coming to you, like, okay, I know I'm not dating right now, but at a certain age, I'm supposed to have like been married, and at this age I'm also supposed to have had a kid. Do you have like kind of like those things planned?
Not right now. I don't have that kind of pressure right now because I'm like I said, I'm really young, so it's like it's still like whatever. But
at what age do you think you'll start, like, okay, if it passes this age, like, okay, now I need to be like on toes, okay, I need to...
I said I'm gonna look for someone when I'm 30.
What? Okay.
But I'm just saying that.
Do your parents know this?
Yes, I tell them all the time. They're not...
Are they happy about it?
I don't think my parents take anything I say seriously.
Oh, they're just
it's like one of those,
okay. She'll change her mind or something.
I don't think my parents take me seriously, to be very honest. So like... Well, it's it's not reached a point where it's something serious like to consider, but
but personally, just for you think after 30, that's when you should.
I think like when it's not even that. It's when like I can't say how my life is going to go, but when I'm economically stable enough to take care of myself and
you don't want a man to take care of you.
A significant other. Why am I studying so hard then?
To be able to support each other.
Yeah, no. So like. Yeah. As in, I need to support myself.
Oh yeah, so that.
But I can also, like we can support each other. That's fine. But I can't take that risk that things happen. Life happens. What if I get married to someone and then things don't work out for him? I should also be able to take care of us.
That's good because not all women think like that. That's true, right?
What?
The way you're saying, like, just you're planning of ahead of time of like in case of things happen, I can actually still be step up
but
and
don't
actually
get married if you can't economically support yourself and each other, because you can have kids and then what are you gonna do with those kids? We have a lot of cases where people abandon their children because they can't take care of them. True,
and it's super common right now. As much as we'd like to pretend and tiptoe around it, that's what the most case is, because like maybe this one person came to this person because they thought they're gonna take care of them and everything, and then now this person pulls away or things don't work out, and then they're like, okay, now I'm moving away from this situation and I'm going away with everything that I came in. Now you're left there as a single parent and you can't really keep up with everything that your kid was used to, a certain kind of lifestyle and all these things, and you can't provide them anymore. Now it's frustration and everything, but it's just because you didn't take that into consideration when you're jumping in that situation, because you're like, this person has me covered with everything. Finance wise especially, I think that's like the major thing. So when you're talking about such things and you're thinking of plan B in case something goes wrong, I can still be able to do ABC. And I'm saying that that's not how everyone thinks.
But that's how everyone should think. Yeah. Think about that before you have kids or get married. Okay? Please.
They know. Now they know. But it's just logical. It's a logical way of thinking. As much as we want to say like, I want a man who can do this and this for me. they can do
Yeah.
that. What about if the tables turn
Yeah.
and they can't do that for you?
Yeah.
What happens to
Yeah.
you? You're
No,
left crippled with debt
exactly.
and all these things that you can't
Yeah.
actually like afford even food for.
Yeah, so like that's that way I'm also like really privileged that my parents worked hard to educate me
Yeah.
to like for me to be able to find a way of like having a career and having a future, and like that's like I'm really appreciative of that, because don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
People out there are struggling to have what you have.
Yeah.
Like, so really I really appreciate that, and that's what I want for my kids as well, to be able to give them such privileges where whatever they want to study or whatever they want to do, because you don't need to study to have a career. You can do like other things, but whatever you're doing, like I want to be able to support like my family, and I can't just hope nothing happens to my future husband, but
Yeah.
in case something does happen, I know I can still be there for that person.
Because it's just life, like anything
Yeah.
can happen, like, but
Exactly.
what's wrong with being prepared?
Yeah, exactly.
What's wrong with just being
Yeah.
prepared with worst case
Yeah.
scenario? We shouldn't just walk like blindfolded, like
Yeah.
everything's supposed to fall into place.
Yeah.
Okay,
'Cause
and yeah, cause
it doesn't happen that way.
oh no,
It's
yeah,
like-
and we've seen it like over and over again on news, on just everything, situations with friends, family, people acquaintances. We see all these things
Yeah.
happening on the news, and then at times it doesn't register that it can happen to actually
Yeah,
any one of
yeah,
us.
Really.
So yeah, you'd rather just be ready for anything. Another question, just still on like the love kind of segment, right? Because we're talking about that, and we've put out
Yeah.
everything just on our cards on the table.
Yeah.
What kind of man would you like go for? Let's say like the macho kind of guy, a soft guy.
I don't have
I
like
mean,
I don't have a type like
I've-
that.
Oh, you're one of those people.
Yeah.
I ain't got no type.
Yeah, I just have to really get along with you,
Really?
like your personality.
So it doesn't matter like if it's a masculine kind of like guy.
No.
If
I get along
if it's
with
like a soft guy who like after a long day can come and cry on your shoulder.
Oh yeah, cry away.
What?
It's part of who you are. Like human
Oh
beings
hell no.
cry if you want. Like really, no. I'd rather you cry than like go through shit on your own, and then like you rely on other mechanisms to get you through life.
Don't date
like,
a guy who will come and cry on your shoulders. I'll give you that advice.
Well, if you're gonna cry every day for everything, I wouldn't deal with it, because I don't deal with anyone.
That's how it starts. Yeah.
No.
You say you can cry all you want, and then now they can cry
No, cry. No, really. If you're going,
4-5 times a week. You're just on your shoulder like.
But even if girls cry 4-5 times a week, what are you
That's
crying
okay.
No.
Oh, like yeah, okay. But yeah,
No.
for sure. Yeah.
for? Like
No.
no, but like if you really are going through something and you need to cry, really, I don't believe like it's.
Do you think
fine.
it's okay for men to just cry?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes. Like when I'm having a hard time,
I can
I'll cry.
tell you haven't dated a lot of guys. The moment a guy just cries on your shoulder, be
I've
like,
seen guys cry.
you have?
Yeah.
I'm talking about like on your shoulder and you're like just like this.
Yeah.
Really?
It's okay.
Because of having a bad day. And I can tell you one thing,
Yeah.
you can't date anyone like that, would you?
Why?
Would you?
Yeah. Well, see, I've not even had that much experience.
They seem like a liability,
If I can-
emotional liability.
Well, like I'd rather you cry than like have like a secret like alcohol problem because you're trying to deal with things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's toxic. So just like people have different ways of dealing with things. Like
Mhm.
it's okay. I really think it's okay. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, now I think we've touched base on like a lot, quite a lot.
Yeah.
And there's just like a segue to the end of the podcast where I normally ask people one like kind of common question. Just take a minute or two before you respond to it.
Okay.
And the question is, what's the one thing that you think right now that you're seeking, and if you got it, it would give like your life direction, better meaning, satisfaction, happiness?
Oh, so what am I looking for?
Yeah, what's the one thing that you think like actually just keeps you waking up every day in the morning? I know, right?
That's
Serious.
a deep question.
Mm-hmm. That's why if you'd have been watching all my videos till the end, everyone is always like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Should have prepared myself. Yeah.
Now, what's the one thing? The boyfriend?
Clearly not. You're like, no.
No. Uh-huh.
No, well, there's nothing that's keeping me up, like, at night or in the morning or whatever. Because, like, if there's one thing, like, the only thing that I would, like, I would say, not something that I'm seeking, but something that I would like to change
Yeah.
about myself is that, like, I'm really appreciative of what I have, but I could be more grateful. But like I think that's in like satisfaction, maybe, like, I have to be more satisfied with what I have.
Yeah.
But I think that's more of a personality thing rather than something that I'm
Yeah.
seeking that's not, that's out of me. But like, yeah, I think like when you reflect back, you realize how much you have to be grateful for. So like, there's nothing that I can say, okay, I don't have this, so my life doesn't have purpose or direction or
There's
something.
no specific thing that
No, because like
you're working towards, maybe, or
well, I mean, no, not really. I don't have something specific in mind. It's just
Okay.
that what I would say is that I want to be impactful in whatever I do. So
Yeah.
if that's maybe, that's maybe something
that counts as well. Yeah.
So like, I just want to be impactful
Mhm.
and like create a better space for other people that come after me. Like, yeah. So I want to open doors for other people and just do something that has meaning for other people beyond myself. Yeah.
And that's something as well.
Yeah.
That's actually a
Put that
good
down.
answer. That's a good.
Yeah.
I mean, just impact, basically. That,
Yeah.
You can say impact.
Yeah.
Okay, just another one that I almost forgot to ask. One of the hobbies, or just some of your hobbies that you
Yeah.
kind of like.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I have a really bad habit of everything that's a hobby
Yeah.
becomes like a career somehow. Like fashion was a hobby, then I found a job,
Yeah.
volunteering in things that like was a hobby, then became a job.
Yeah.
So but like, I mean, I just like, I don't know, does reading count? Yeah. Yeah, I love reading. But a lot of the things that I work, like that I'm working with right now,
Yeah.
they're hobby. They started off as hobbies. So
But change into.
yeah, but they're my passions. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's work. Like, I'm very happy doing what I'm doing. Yeah. So like, other than reading, playing with dogs.
which is not a bad thing. Why you say?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, playing with dogs. I think that's a
Yeah.
good one because
Oh my
like we
God.
talked about that as well.
Yeah,
Do you have a
a lot.
pet at home?
Yeah, I have one dog.
Mm-hmm. What breed?
She's a mixed breed terrier, so it's one of those white,
Those
fluffy
tiny,
ones,
short,
those annoying
and
ones.
very angry.
Yeah, she's so. But she's like, we've spoiled her.
Super moody.
She's such a brat, honestly. Like,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I remember my
She's a
friend used to
queen.
have one,
Yeah.
and he used to cook, I think, like a sausage and an
Yeah.
egg every morning.
Yeah.
So if you cooked like a sausage without the egg, she would just lick the sausage and then leave the food because she wants
Yeah.
both two.
Yeah, like she's, like dogs
just
are
like,
very
what is
brat.
this?
Yeah,
I
like
was
my
just-
dogs. My dog's a brat.
The
She's such a,
same.
yeah. Like there's times where I've had to leave my bed and sleep on the couch because she's like taken over, and yeah, but like I mean we really spoil her, but it's
Yeah.
fine. Like we love her. She doesn't love us back because
Yeah.
she shows us so much attitude.
Attitude.
Yeah,
Attitude.
but it's okay. Like we love her. Yeah, but obviously like when I grow older,
Yeah.
I want to have so many dogs. That's my life plan.
Yeah.
That's
Listen.
something I'm working towards too.
Yes. Yeah.
like,
Why not put that on your list?
Have like a 5,000 acre land and just have like millions of dogs.
Millions
Such
of dogs.
a good life, yeah. That's my
Jesus.
plan.
Hey, okay.
Yeah.
I think we've touched on everything. And
Okay.
when was the last time you had a conversation like this?
Okay, maybe like 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, 2-3 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Yeah. When I talk to people, we really talk about deep stuff. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, it's not something.
You don't
yeah.
like those superficial, shallow ways
No, sure, we can have them. Yeah.
But it's always good to have these kind of...
Yeah, but I'm also like meeting a lot of people that I can have these kind of conversations with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something like I'm really grateful for because my whole life I've just been like I'm really bad at making friends. But like I don't know what's happened this year. I've met so many like amazing people that I've been able to talk to like on such a different level. So like I'm really happy about that because my entire life I was told, I'm so unapproachable because of my like face.
That's like.
Yeah. Yeah, so like no.
We're about to take those pictures, so don't worry. We can do the faces.
Yeah.
We can
No,
do that. We
we'll
can do that on
funny
the pictures.
faces, Yeah. So like no, I've had many conversations like this, especially in the past couple of months, but
Okay.
really appreciate all of them because it's so important to
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
for personal growth as well. It's
Yeah.
always good to know
Yeah.
there is more to life than just the whole
Yeah.
kind of like fairy tale that's painted on you when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And just understand even different people, perspectives,
Yeah.
cultures, and all that. That's always
Yeah.
something to be grateful
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else that you have going on that you'd like to plug on the
Oh,
podcast?
yes. If you could post this like
Yeah.
a bit earlier on.
Yeah.
So I'm working with this organization called
Yeah.
Future Females that's
Yeah.
based in South Africa. So they're starting their Nairobi chapter, where it's an organization that creates networks for women to be more successful as entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So I'm part of the team that's launching the Nairobi chapter, and it's
As well?
happening on 10th August.
Okay.
Yeah. So
this segment, I'll cut this segment
Yeah.
and post it actually
Okay. Yeah, amazing.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay,
I can do
great.
that, right?
Yeah. So like women entrepreneurs, it's not limited to women. You can come. I'll send you details.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
They want strong, independent men there. I'll be there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so like young women that
Yeah.
want to come, and it's going to be a monthly event where we'll have different topics that we're talking about. So like finance, technology, confidence. It's like not limited to anything, but so like they have a network of women all across, like they're in 20 cities right now.
Yeah.
So we want to create a platform for young women in Nairobi to be able to be more successful as entrepreneurs or just as like women in different careers and industries.
Yeah.
So you can like definitely come for that. Post it on your.
I'll be there. We can actually. I'll pass by and just do like a
Yeah, you
short,
can-
like kind of video thingy.
Come. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be really nice.
Yeah.
And like it's not just limited to women, but it's like we're working together to push
But it's
women where they
specifically
can.
pushing.
Yeah.
And when men do that, it now becomes like a
Yeah.
whole other thing. Like, now.
No, like
But I get what
men
you're saying. I'm just
men
playing.
yeah, but like the more men push women, the more like
Yeah.
they're gonna benefit. Like girls, like empowering girls is one of the sustainable development goals.
Hey, you
of
see
the
me, you
UN,
see me
so-
doing that on my podcast
Yeah.
every day. Hey,
Yeah.
is there anybody who can say that I do not?
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
exactly. So
Yeah.
like, I mean, yeah, definitely come for that.
Okay, nice. And where can people find you on social media?
It's my Instagram handle is Krupa Mandavia. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Just on IG or any other platforms?
well, I don't
for
really
now.
use anything else.
Really? Just
So,
IG?
Yeah.
You're not on Facebook, Twitter?
I'm on Facebook, but it's a personal account.
Oh, but it's not.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't remember the last time I used Twitter. I only use Twitter to like get news updates, like in case there's something
Trending,
happening.
things that are trending.
Yeah, and yeah, unless people want to go to my LinkedIn.
No, they can always go. That's where the serious and professional
That's
stuff
where
is.
that's where
and
you
that's
see
what
me
I'm
bragging
saying.
about myself.
Yes.
Not in Instagram.
We actually have to go for that.
Yeah.
Just go to LinkedIn as well. Just check out her credentials so that you just understand exactly what she has
yeah, but
on
like
her plate.
yeah, but also like check out like Stand Up Shout Out on Instagram because especially for young people in Kenya that want to do things, like we have a lot of things going on. Yeah.
Okay. That's it, guys. I think, I can only just say thank you. Thanks for coming
Thank
through.
you.
And, I mean, this, I'm sure you weren't expecting that invite, like you said, but hey, you're here.
What?
We've done a whole 1.5 hour, talked about so
Yeah.
many meaningful things. And,
Yeah.
it's all about, like, for me, I always just believe in that. Energy, vibes, good
Yeah.
vibes sent to you, you send it
Vibes
back. So,
everywhere.
so guys, it's been real. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. All those platforms are actually active, and you get to see snippets every single day of the week, and then a full video every Saturday or Sunday. And if you want to just watch the full videos, there's a playlist segment on YouTube. Click on that, watch the full YouTube videos. she didn't have any idea that I
Yeah,
actually post
I'm
like
gonna
the
go do that.
full videos. So there's a playlist. Go
Yeah.
watch the full length videos there. But I do the snippets so that in case you're busy or you want a specific topic, you can actually join in the conversations. And feedback as well. Make sure you post comments, any feedback that you want, and if you want to be featured as well, just send me a DM and we can make it work. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's the Kiss Capades podcast. Bye.